Sandy Anderson is 51 years old, lives in Seattle, and is mother of 6. She loves anything outdoors like hiking, cycling, bird watching, and camping. She's worked in the high-tech and higher education industries for many years and is currently trying to move into a healthcare industry. She says, "I am also a lifelong stutterer. The reason I mention being a lifelong stutterer last is because it no longer defines who I am and the way it once did." Her parents first noticed that she was stuttering when she was about 3 years old. Their family doctor and a speech therapist assured her parents that she would grow out of it, especially since girls hardly ever stutter like boys do, but she never did.
Stuttering is categorized as a fluency disorder, or when the forward movement of speech is disrupted with a pause, break, or revision that interrupts communication for a speaker. It displays in sound and syllable repetitions, especially at the beginning of words, sound prolongations, and blocks. Facial expressions or physical tension may also be affected as a person with stuttering is speaking. Stuttering can also cause a display of frustration or a negative reaction from the speaker, which may not be found as a characteristic of other fluency disorders. Sandy was diagnosed with developmental stuttering, which then developed into advanced stuttering, since it never resolved itself, nor was completely resolved from speech therapy.
Sandy was bullied when she was in school. There were times in middle school that she refused to speak in class or give class presentations. But by the time she got to high school, her stuttering seemed to have gotten a lot better. She says, "I have noticed over the years that anxiety and confidence can greatly affect my speech patterns. If I'm upset or anxious about something, I tend to stutter a lot more." A good friend of hers once gave her the best advice she could ever get, which was, "Don't be nervous, just stutter." As an adult stutterer, she doesn't feel like it has a major impact on her life anymore. She's no longer afraid to order in restaurants, to get a coffee at Starbucks, or to talk to someone at a store. Of course, she rarely stutters around her husband and children, or even with close friends. The only time it does really affect her is if she gets stopped for a speeding ticket or she's at a job interview. The one area of life that her stuttering does still seem to affect is her professional life. She always seems to stutter more during job interviews, and even though she usually explains to the interviewers that she stutters, it does not affect how she does her job. She says, "It's rare to actually get a job offer. Even though I've had many great jobs and have a great resume, this is the one area of my life where I feel like my stuttering is a hindrance. I don't like to give it that kind of power over me. But I don't think that the problem is so much with me. I think it's with the rest of society, who misunderstands stuttering altogether."
Through hard work and dedication with speech pathologists, Sandy has been able to greatly reduce the number of hang-ups and blocks she experiences in her fluency. This in turn has helped lead to a joyful and fulfilling life.